Miguel, if you want to welcome everybody. Welcome to the Cattler webinar, commercial webinar, in which the goal of this webinar is to give a little bit of a snapshot of what Cattler is all about for those that maybe haven't seen the platform in a while or are just new to learning what Cattler is all about and what we do here and what our goals are ultimately. We always have monthly webinars where we go a lot deeper into the new features that we have launched, our member requested features or our direct roadmap features as well. So the goal of this meeting will be to give that first initial insight into what Cattler is all about, giving certain reasons for those that are coming off paper and pen to start onto Cattler or Excel, or those that maybe are on other softwares, and also show you guys how Cattler, uses the data that you have, that your own data, your personal information, to help you make the best decisions possible. So this is the same presentation. So a little bit of Cattler and numbers. So this is where we're at right now regarding, Cattler is across 6 different countries worldwide. We are mostly in the United States, but have a quite big presence around Latin America as well. And over the last year, we've had 14 updates and roughly 36 new features. So those are all member requested features, which makes it kind of even more, important. And our main goal has always been to help bridge the beef digital gap, even if that is on the one hand side paper and pen, but then also being a newer software with a much with just a new base, we're able to provide and bring to the market a larger amount of new features that really help us differentiate ourselves from the rest, as individual animal management and so on and so forth. And we're looking to digitize and integrate through efficiency, performance, and most importantly, looking to really help all of our different members in achieving their highest goals and really being able to make of their day-to-day the most bang for their buck. For those that are not really aware about Cattler, Cattler can be used both on iOS or Android, so Apple or Android, and we are able to work on a tablet or an iPad, or also on your computer, and also on your phones, as we just said, both online and offline for certain activities, operational activities such as feeding, bunk calling, treatments. All of that can be done offline. As soon as you hit any kind of place with reception, you will then be able to really have it upload directly onto the cloud and have this integration between all of the different members across the organization that are working together. As we see here, both the phone, the tablet, or the computer being able to use it in real time and have current updates in any moment in time. This is another video, but we'll probably switch it because it's not that great to see. So what are some of the reasons for going digital? If we're going to attack first and foremost the group of people that are coming off pen and paper, it's all about saving time. It's about being able to use a platform that really allows you to take away of all that note taking, of being able to have a record of what's happened, of not having to rely on memory, of not having to really think past any of these elements, and kind of have a record of everything that's happening. Being able to, most importantly, keep a record of what's going on. And what I mean by that is, there's no more guessing of what's happening. There's always a way of understanding who did what and what the actual consequences of each of the different actions are. And so that really is important. Another time, it's about cost control and fine tuning. By being able to have a software that tracks all the activities that happen at the yard, it's really important to also understand that you will then be able to track a lot of these different variables and really be able to hit on the head through a lot of data reconnaissance and kind of digging into the numbers of what's actually happening, and being able to have that all that information without having to do any additional work. But I mean by work is by just performing the activities that you do every day, your chores, your loading and dropping, or your treatments, or inputting different inputting any new supplies. All of that already creates automatic reports for you to make your own conclusions by yourself. And that's kind of the big deal here. It's all about facilitating the day-to-day activities of all of our different members, that through their daily activities, they are able to directly be able to gather any kind of conclusions and really be able to have better decision-making tools. Please feel free to interrupt whenever you have a question. There's no set agenda. There will be some questions at the end, but if there is something here that it's important that you guys want to ask, please feel free. I can't really see the faces and people. So going off of what we were just saying about making life a little bit easier for all of our different members, it's all about having everything in one workplace, having everything in one place that you're able to do everything from your inventory management to your cattle feeding, to your feeding projections, to your invoicing, and even to your accounts receivable. Being able to have one place where all of that can happen, and using any device, be it, as I said before, iOS or Android, using it on a computer or a tablet, and being able to see it all in real time, not having to wait for somebody to come back or with a pen drive, or waiting for, be it what it is, as soon as you hit any internet, you're going to be able to upload that information if you're working offline. So even working offline makes it even available for everybody who might have bad cell reception to be able to take part in all of their operational activities as well. And last but not least, Cattler has different integrations, and this is kind of one of the great elements of Cattler, is that we're here to integrate into different segments of the market. What that means is we currently have different integrations that allow us to, gather information and make it available to you. So what that means is, being able to check LRPs, being able to check future prices, which is a new feature that's coming out at the end of this month, being able to have the Elanco integration, the benchmark integration, being able to look at live break evens. All of that information is there for you, and most importantly, it's all about making it easy so that through your daily activities, you're able to really hone in on decision making, but most importantly, integrate that into different activities that add on to what you are already doing. But if we're going to go into a little bit of the goal of this webinar, we talked about going from data to profit, and in Cattler we do offer these real-time closeouts. What this means is you are able to have a lot of this information available to you that you'll always be able to go back and forth, look at it, see how you're doing, and be able to look at your break-even point, make change, start to understand if you have to, start to market any of these cattle beforehand, be able to understand your performance, your feeder cost breakdown, and with that, kind of as this is happening, being able to also make decisions and see how these decisions carry out through time. And that's the most important thing about having Cattler and the software, is that you have this ability to track and measure, and understand if the decisions that you've made in the past have had a positive impact into your into your end of day, bottom line. So another of these examples, and there are many, I just chose some that are very, very direct and very, very easy to see, would be on the advanced feeding side, the possibility of using a feeding plan, and really just with information that you've already input, so from your supplies, from the lot that already came in, and from the ration that you have, and by creating a plan, you're going to be able to not only understand what your feeding schedule will be, but also have all of the information that you will need to understand, okay, is this plan that I'm putting together for this lot, what are the final numbers on it? This is my end projected weight according to the NRC model, which in Cattler you can use either the NRC model or put in your own weight plan. So it's just you saying what you believe the animals will weigh, but on the average daily gain. But most importantly, being able to understand and go deep into, okay, what's the projected cost of gain? What is my cost per head per day going to be? And most importantly, this is a snapshot in time, and you'll be able to understand, okay, this is what initially we said, what are the numbers at the end? Where did we go off from here? So it's really important to not be surprised at the end. And if you're able to really have a plan in place and be able to look into this, beforehand, that's great. And this is kind of the whole goal behind Cattler. On the invoicing side, the same thing. This is an invoice that it would be the detailed invoice, but it's not. You have where you have your quantities and your unit cost. But if you wanted, you could also have a invoice that does not have all of the it does not have a detailed that does not have the detail of the unit cost. You can just have the quantity and the final cost in it as well. So ultimately, this invoice is built automatically through the feed, through daily chores, and the cost that each of your ingredients have. So the cost is put in whenever you make a change in a cost value, being able to backdate it, add a shrink, at a margin, be it what it is. But then the invoicing is done in as quick as 3, 2, 1. And the goal is that with this, you'll be able to really understand, okay, these are the invoices that are going out, and how is this feeding into my daily business if I'm either doing custom cattle, but also if I'm invoicing myself for different activities that I'm doing as well. But most importantly, all this is downloadable, sendable via email. Make it simple, make it fast, so you can just go from there. On this same segment, being able to have, we talked about this before, all of your reports in one place is really, really big. So on Cattler, you can have from all of your daily activities, being able to centralize all of your reports in one place, being able to have actionable insight and really, really understand what's happening, but through this, be able to optimize your feed, reduce your cost. And the goal here is not to go into each of these different reports, but on the feed delivery side, you're going to be able to understand, okay, how far off was my load, was my drop off, basically. On the deads, just have a record of all my deads. On the the yard sheet, okay, have in one page, hey, what is my yard looking like right now, or even the add-on of grain bank as well. So being able to have all of this information in one place, that you're able to, just through all of your daily activities, be really able to work and have it all at your fingertips is really, really big for us. And what we talked about before when we talked about the invoicing is, okay, we also offer the accounts receivable side, which has to do with, through the invoices that I've sent, have they paid, have they not paid? Do I want to put down a credit for X amount of dollars for the whole year, and it starts to chip away? Just one place that really helps all of our members just really understand where they're actually at, and with that, be able to make the best decisions they can and not be relying on memory or anything along those lines as well. And last but not least, from the data to profit side, it has to do with the individual animal health. So in Cattler, every animal that comes in is an individual anonymous animal. And what that means, it means that even though you do not have a tag or an EID on that animal still exists in itself. So you're able to either treat it, even though you don't have a tag, you can retreat them, and you're going to start to see that animal will start to rack up get a tab of all the activities that it's had. So either the health risk has changed, treatment, or moved to a hospital pen, So you're always going to know what happened with this individual animal. And that, level of identification of each animal will really help you identify problems early and be able to really understand where you're at with each of these different animals. And most importantly, one of the elements that we're starting to work on now is the from members that we have that do backgrounding for finishers is, okay, how is this animal looking that I'm receiving, and being able to transfer that information from one of our members to another so that they're able to, follow the flow and understand, okay, this animal's been treated twice. Should I treat it again? Or, is this a recurring issue that's happening or not? But most importantly, this allows a larger insight into um, everything that's happening at the yard, and really being able to work towards visibility and not allowing for any kind of surprises at the end of the day. So that's another of these big elements as well. Um, Most important, another element on the individual animal health side is that Cattler will also either notify you that an animal has a withdrawal period, or let you know once that withdrawal period has finished, and with that being able to um, um, do what you wish with the animal. But ultimately, it will let you know both when that withdrawal period has started, when the end date is, and then it will also give you notification of when that withdrawal period has also finished. These videos are not sometimes all the best to show, but there are two different testimonials. So if anybody wants to have the presentation, we can send it to you and you'll be able to see them. But regardless, these testimonials are also on our YouTube page. So when we talk about Cattler, what are the three kind of best ways to get signed up? Is, either we have our reps always running around, and a lot of them are on the call, and we'll share their contacts at the end. But on the one hand side is just walking through the app on his account. If you're working with a third party, that either a nutritionist or consultant that wants to show you Cattler, we can they'll probably give us a call, and we can create a demo account for you to play with, so you can start to look at it and get the feel of it. And with that, be able to really just get the grasp of what's happening. Or offsite, we do a lot of video calls just because it really is a way of just bridging the digital gap of showing what we're trying to do on that end as well. So a lot of the app can be shown through a video call like we're doing now, and really allows us to showcase what we're all about and how we work. And so if we're looking at a day one and what we're trying to do on this kind of end, what kind of investment is needed to get started? So our onboarding is very straightforward in the way that we have a very set protocol of how we would like that to work. And a good onboarding is critical to getting started. So we use your Cattler rep and then our customer support lead as well, in order to input the basic information so you can start. And with that, be able to get feeding or treating animals. And we do often several follow-ups that will allow you to just keep you in the same direction and gear you towards kind of the end goal. But what's important to know is that, also Cattler does not have an end goal. We're always constantly innovating. We're always coming up with new features, with new requests, and it's always changing. So it's one of the main elements on that end is also that idea of always having a monthly webinar in which we go into detail of what the new features are, and then we'll send out a newsletter. We'll put it up on our alert section on Cattler, and probably send you a text just so that you know. It's really important for us to work hard in letting both our internal members know what the newest features are, so that they can continue to enhance their operation, but then also third parties as well. And we talked a little bit about this before, but we're both compatible with iOS and Android. It's cloud, which means we don't use server, so we use your internet that you have, and being able to use it offline for certain activities as well. But we're also able to connect to any scale head on the market. What that means is, Digistar, Avery Weightronics, Point Scale Head, or direct to the load cell, or with regarding the shoot, being able to use any different wand activity, different wands as well. So Trutus, Gallagher, or Allflex. So we make a point of being agnostic to the technology you have at the farm, which really makes it all about us adapting to what's happening at your place and allowing us in and letting us show you that, we really just want to uh, help out and kind of give you a tool that will really, really be useful on your day to day, but then will give you a lot of insight, not only into what's happened, but also into what you can do. And regarding the Cattler plans, we have two main plans, which would be the feeder subscription and then the feeder pro. The feeder subscription is a standalone feeding with some elements of the animal health, but most importantly, we allow all of our members to not only to actually opt into different activities, to different add-ons, we call them, that will allow you to pick and play what you really, really need at the yard. So we don't force you to um, get a specific subscription. We actually say, okay, if you want feeder plus animal health and shoot, perfect. That has a price. You can add on, account management, or add on advanced feeding, or add on grain bank, or the micro ingredient integration as well. So all those activities are what allow us to be really, really flexible and really adapt to your yard. And then on the other side, we have the Feeder Pro, which encompasses a lot of the main, the most sought after, most sought after add-ons, and is a bundle of all those activities, except for the grain bank and for the micro integration as well. But in order to kind of summarize the meetup that we're having right now and not, go too over, these are some of our sales contacts. These are some of the team leaders of each of the different regions. But we have Sam, Santiago, Garrett, and then our customer support lead as well, with a rotational phone on the customer support side. And we have a lot of information that we'd like to share. The goal behind this meeting, as we said before, was to really be able to showcase a little bit what Cattler is all about, really being able to, for those that didn't know who we were, give you a glimpse into what we're working on and what our goals are, how Cattler enforces the data that you have in order to provide you with actionable insight, but also really, really looking to, for those that don't know us, really introduce ourselves so that you can start to play around a little bit more with Cattler and yeah, there's nothing more. So I believe I am open for any questions that that may be around. So please feel free to ask me any questions. If not, yeah, there we go. If there aren't any questions, you can reach out to us via email or via our website. There's a questions side on there, or drop it in the chat, and we'll be able to kind of get back to you whenever you want. Right. Okay.